Hi, everyone. Something extraordinary happened in New Hampshire last week. During the LEADS sessions, we opened each session with a fun game in which participants broke into small groups. Each group received an envelope with a random and incomplete selection of questions and answers from earlier LEADS sessions. With the clock ticking, each group had to match up and negotiate for as many complete Q&A pairs as possible, all in English. Now, why did I mention that this was in English? Well, in several of the sessions, there were groups of employees whose primary language was Spanish, not English. Thanks to Lilia, Pablo, Amelia, and Sam, we were able to ensure that they had an interpreter so they could participate fully. Our first clue that something special was happening was when they chose cool, prideful names for their groups, like Chicharros. Please forgive me if I just slaughtered that. And Latin Power. They were smiling, animated, and totally in as we moved through this fast-paced game. And in every session, the Spanish-speaking group either won or came within a single point of beating all the other groups. I'll give you a minute to take that in. You know, back in the 1930s, there were two famous dancers, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, who often appeared in movies together. While they were both astonishing dancers, Fred Astaire got far more accolades, which led women to remind us that, in fact, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards and in heels. That was what these non-English speaking groups did. They did everything that every other group did, but with the equivalent challenge of dancing backwards and in heels. Oh, and they actually beat most of the other groups. That's what happens when people feel seen and heard and empowered. They do things we never imagined possible. So I wonder, what might be possible if every Alene employee on every team felt seen and heard and empowered to be their very best every day? Yeah, that's what we're trying to do here, in dozens of tiny little ways that add up to something quite special and powerful. That is LEADS, and that is the Alene Candles commitment. As you move through the coming week, look for the little ways you can empower others to be their best. How can you ensure that your coworkers and team members feel seen and heard so amazing things can and do happen? It's in your hands. I'll see you next week.